Welcome, Madam Rebecca. How are you doing? I greet everyone. I'm going to post the link in the comment section. Like I said today, this is for only those who are members of the class. Madam Rebecca, if you want to join me on the screen, press the link and join me on the screen. Good evening, Madam Master. So in just 30 seconds, we are going to start answering the questions, okay? Like I said, we'll be doing 5 topics today. Okay, Madam Rebecca is here with me. Very good.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. 25 minutes, 25 seconds, we are going to start answering the questions. Okay, so now we are going to start. Allora, so this first topic we are watching is the topic of the LUCI, e segnalazioni acustiche. That's the light and the sounds that the vehicle makes and projects. So, Madam Rebecca, the first question, let's proceed with the first question. Mr. Gospel also is here with us. Allora, so question number 1. Percorrendo una strada extraurbana durante una giornata assolata. What is assolata? It means a day with sun shining. È sufficiente accendere le luci di posizione. So, Madam Rebecca, what's the answer?
Vero, sir.
Allora, it cannot be vero. The answer is absolutely falso. It says when you are driving on the road and it is on a sunny day, it is sufficient to turn on the side light or the luci di posizione, which is the position light. So the number 1, it is falso. Why? Because doesn't matter how strong the sun is, you must on the annabayante always, which is the dim light. So that's why the number 1, the answer is falso. Number 2, i catadiotri vengono applicati anche sui rimorchi e sui carrelli appendice. Madam Rebecca, the answer is your line is still muted. Okay.
Yes, sir. Please come again, sir.
Let us try to pay attention because we have 4 topics to do. There is no time. Ok. I catadiotri, number 2, vengono applicati anche sui rimorchi e sui carrelli appendice.
Vero.
Allora, so the number 2, the right answer, of course, it is vero. Well done. It says reflectors are also applied to trailers and the semi-trailers. So the answer of the 2 is absolutely vero. Very good. Number 3. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto sul comando di accensione dei proiettori annabbayanti. So what's the answer?
Falso.
Okay, the number 3, of course, it is falso. It says this symbol is located on the dim light.
No.
And the answer, on the awning of the dim light, it is falso because this is the highlight, which is the abbayante. That's why the 3, the answer is falso. Well done. Number 4. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto su una spia che segnala il livello del liquido di raffreddamento nel radiatore. So what's the answer?
Please come again, sir. I didn't hear it because of the network.
Allora, it says number 4. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto su una spia che segnala il livello del liquido di raffreddamento nel radiatore.
Falso, sir.
Okay, good. The 4 is falso. It says this symbol is placed on the warning light that indicates the level of the coolant in the radiator. The answer is falso because this is the liquido di raffreddamento. Okay. So the number 4 is absolutely falso. Very good. Number 5, Mr. Gospel. La targa posteriore di un autoveicolo è illuminata per consentire una facile lettura dei caratteri che la compongono.
Vero.
Correct, it is vero. It says the back license plate of a motor vehicle is illuminated to allow easy reading of the characters of that composes the targa, which is a license plate. So the 5 is, of course, absolutely vero. Very good. 6. La spia della temperatura dell'acqua di raffreddamento è di colore rosso.
Vero.
Good. It says the coolant temperature warning light is color red. And the answer is absolutely vero because it is color red. So the 6 is vero. Well done. Number 7. Si devono usare gli indicatori di direzione per segnalare l'intenzione di spostarsi nella corsia di decelerazione di uno svincolo autostradale.
Vero.
Correct, vero. He said the direction indicators must be used to indicate an intention to move into the deceleration lane of the motorway junction. So the 7 is absolutely vero. Very good. Number 8. I catadiotri di colore bianco sono installati nei autoveicoli che trasportano materie infiammabili.
Falso.
Of course, the 8 is falso. It says white reflectors are installed in vehicles transporting flammable materials. So it is falso because that's not what indicates a vehicle that transport flammable materials. So that's why the 8 is absolutely falso. Very good. Number 9. L'uso dei indicatori di direzione è necessario nella marcia per file parallele. Per file parallele, anche se non si effettuano cambiamenti di corsia. So what's the answer of the number 9?
Falso.
Okay, so the number 9, of course, is absolutely falso. It said the use of direction indicators is necessary when driving in parallel lines even if you are not changing lanes. It is falso because it is necessary when we want to change lanes. So that's why the 9 is falso. Very good. Number 10. L'uso dei indicatori di direzione non è necessario se si deve parcheggiare il veicolo spostandosi verso il margine destro della carreggiata.
Falso.
Of course, the 10 is false. So well done. It says the use of direction indicators is not necessary if you have to park the vehicle by moving toward the right edge of the carriageway. So the 10 is falso because whenever you need to turn to either to the left or right, okay, you have to use the navigator. So that's why the 10 is false. So well done. Now, Mr. Deba, number 11. Durante la marcia nei centri abitati è obbligatorio tenere accese le luci annabaianti da mezz'ora dopo il tramonto del sole e mezz'ora prima del suo sorgere. So what's the answer of the 11, Mr. Deba?
Vero.
Allora, so of course, the number 11 is absolutely vero. Well done. You say, please everybody take a screenshot of this question because many of you do get it wrong. It says, when driving in the city, it is necessary or obligatory to keep the dim light on after the sun has set. Is let me say tramonto, after the sunset, to half an hour before the sun rises. So the 11 is vero because by law this is you must keep the dim light on from that time. So that's why the 11 is absolutely vero. Well done. 12. È consentito l'uso intermittente dei proiettori di profondità a luce abbagliante per segnalare al veicolo che precede sia di giorno che di notte l'intenzione di sorpassare.
Vero.
Okay, so the 12, of course, it is vero. It says the use of the highlight is in front is permitted to signal to the vehicles in front, both in daylight or in the night, the intention to overtake. So the 12 is absolutely vero. Very good. Il simbolo raffigurato, number 13, è posto su una spia a luce verde.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero because this symbol is placed on the color green in the dashboard. So 13 is absolutely vero. Well done, Mr. Deba. 14. I catadiotri hanno la funzione di indicare la presenza e l'ingombro dei veicoli su cui sono applicati.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It said the reflectors have the function of indicating or making visible the presence and the size of the vehicle on which they are being applied. So the 14 is absolutely vero. 15. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto su una spia di colore rosso.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. You remember we saw it right now that it is green. So they are saying that this symbol is of color green in the dashboard. And the answer is false because we saw right now that it is color. They are saying it's color red. Meanwhile, we saw before that it is color green. So that's why the 15 is false. Very good. Well done, Mr. Deba. 16. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto sul comando di accensione dei proiettori di profondità.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says this symbol is located on the high light switch. So it is absolutely vero. When the arrows go straight, represent high light. So the 16 is absolutely vero. Well done, Mr. Deba. 17. Durante la marcia è obbligatorio tenere accese le luci abbaglianti a partire dal tramonto del sole fino al suo sorgere.
Falso.
Of course, it is falso. It says, while driving, it is mandatory to keep the highlight. This is like what we saw before, just the opposite. To keep the highlight on from the sunset until the sun rises. So it is falso. Very good. Number 18, the last question for Mr. Deba. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto su una spia a luce blu.
Vero.
Well done. He said this symbol is placed on the blue light indicator. It is absolutely vero. The highlight is color blue. Well done in the dashboard. So 18 is vero. Well done. Okay, Madam Rebecca, you are doing the 19. Il simbolo raffigurato è posto su una spia a luce verde.
Falso.
Okay, it is not falso. The 19 is vero. Okay, good. It's good that you corrected it yourself.
Yeah.
It is vero. Well done. You say this symbol is placed on a green light in the dashboard. It is vero. Very good. So 19 is absolutely vero. 20. I catadiotri installati sulla parte davanti di rimorchi e carrelli appendice sono di colore bianco. Okay. Please only unmute yourself when you are ready to answer. If not, it will make
I
a
said
lot
falso.
of noise. Yeah, I've heard you. I mean, unmute yourself only when you are ready to answer because of the noise. Thank you. So the 20, of course, it is not false, so it is vero. Because he says the reflectors installed in front of the trailers, they are white in color. It is not white because the reflector is orange. Number, let me say giallo, yellow. Okay, it is not white. So the 20 is vero. How did I say? Where is it? The 20 is vero because they are saying it's in the in front light of the trailer is color white. So it is, how did I say? It is vero because you said falso. Okay. So it is not, because many people think actually it is color yellow, but it is not yellow, it is color white, okay? So that's why the 20 is absolutely vero. Allora, number 21. L'uso dei indicatori di direzione è necessario quando si inizia una manovra di sorpasso, ma non quando la si termina rientrando nella corsia di marcia normale. So what's the answer of the number 21? Mr. Gospel.
Falso.
Okay, Mr. Gospel says falso. That is correct. He said the use of direction indicators is necessary when starting an overtaking maneuver, but it is not necessary when completing it by turning to the normal lane. It is falso because it is necessary on every let me say, on it is necessary whenever you need to turn. So that's why the 21 is falso. Very good. Number 22. La luce della targa di un autoveicolo deve rimanere accesa se si sosta fuori dalla strada.
Falso.
Okay, 22 is absolutely falso. It says the license plate light of a motor vehicle must remain on if it is parked off the road. It is falso because if it is parked, every light of the vehicle should be off. So that's why 22 is falso. Very good. 23. La spia della cintura di sicurezza è di colore rosso.
Falso. Vero, sorry.
So which one is it, vero or falso?
Vero, 100%.
Okay, so you know these mistakes if people are doing it is good because this is what you do at the exams. You have to be careful before you answer. You have to be 100% sure.
No, I'm just distracted somehow.
Don't be distracted at the exams.
Vero. 23, vero.
Later the people will come and be crying. Eh. Ok, allora okay, so Mr. Gospel, allora the reason why I used to mute you is because when you unmute yourself, it's repeating what I'm saying. That's why I used to mute you, okay? Allora. So, the spia della cintura di sicurezza è di colore rosso. So, of course, the answer is vero because it is color red. Okay. Number 24, Mr. Gospel. Il simbolo raffigurato segnala l'accensione delle luci di posizione.
Falso. Amabagnante.
Okay, very good. So you say this symbol indicates the lights that on the, how do they call it? Indicator light, the side light. Okay, so luce di accensione, luce di posizione, position light. So it is falso because this one is the annabayante, very good, the dim light. So 24 is falso for that reason. Very good. Number 25. Fuori dei centri abitati, i conducenti devono spegnere i proiettori di profondità, procedendo con quelli annabbaianti, qualora vi sia il pericolo di abbaiare i pedoni.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says, outside the city, the drivers must off their high light, proceeding with the dim light whenever there is a danger of reflecting light on the pedestrians. So the 25 is absolutely vero. Very good. Number 26. I catadiotri vanno accesi mezz'ora dopo il tramonto del sole.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. So he said the reflectors must be turned off, must be turned on half an hour after the sunset. It is false because the reflectors, we cannot turn them on because they work by reflection of light. So that's why 26 is false. So, Mr. Deba, 27. Le luci di posizione per le luci di posizione è possibile utilizzare lampade di qualsiasi colore.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. We say for the position light, you can use lamps of any color. And of course, it is false because the position light are of color red. Some is color orange. So 27 is false. Well done. 28, it says l'uso dei proiettori a luce abbagliante è necessario fuori dei centri abitati quando l'illuminazione pubblica manca e non si incrociano altri veicoli. 28 is?
Falso.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
No,
28
vero.
Okay.
28 is vero.
Good. It is where it says the use of what? Of the highlight is necessary outside of the city. When the public illumination is missing and we do not come across other vehicles from the opposite direction. So that's why 28 is vero in this case. Ci siamo, Mr.
Okay,
Debo?
so if you are circulating and you don't come across any vehicle, that time you can use it.
Yes, that's the reason, one of the reasons why you can use it.
Okay.
Yeah, well done. 29. L'uso dei proiettori a luce abbagliante è di norma consentito in città in caso di nebbia fitta.
Falso.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, 29, of course, the answer is absolutely falso. It says the use of the, how do they call it? The highlight is, of the highlight is normally allowed in the city in case of thick fog, nebbia fitta, thick fog. So of course it is falso because in and out of the city, when it is nebbia or when it is thick fog, which light do we use, Mr. Deba?
Anabariante.
No.
Apart
Apart from anabayante, which one?
Luce di Fendinevia.
Fendinebbia, thank you. Fendinebbia, excellent. Ok, number 30, il simbolo raffigurato è posto su una spia di colore rosso.
Vero.
Of course, the 30 is vero. It said this symbol is placed on a red light in the dashboard. So, of course, it is absolutely vero. Well done, Mr. Deba. That was good. That was very good. Okay, so now on the screen, I'm going to send a link in the comment section once again. Let me see. Mr. Amidu, if you're available, you can join me on the screen. And Madam Esther, also, you can join me here on the screen. And let me see. Yeah. Mr. Fredo Come, Mr. Peter, you can also join me here on the screen. Let's do some exercise. So now I'm going to remove Mr. Gospel and Mr. Deba. God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so in just 10 seconds, we are starting the next exercise with the next topic. Okay, so let's proceed. So now the next exercise is on SAMAFORI, which is traffic light of the road. 10 seconds and we are starting. So Mr. Amidu, if you're available, Mr. Peter, Mr. Fred, I've posted the link in the comment section. Or anyone who is available, Madam Esther, you can join me on the screen as we start answering the questions. So in just 20 seconds, if no one joins, then Madam Rebecca and the very people that joined before, in just 20 seconds, if the other people don't join, in 20 seconds, the other people can still join me on the screen. Okay, so we are waiting for 20 seconds. Allora, so as we are waiting, let's start the exercise for the meantime. Number 1, it says la luce gialla lampeggiante del tipo A in figura può essere posta in punti pericolosi della strada. Okay, Mr. Fred Okome is here. So, Mr. Fred, the question number 1. What is the right answer?
My teacher, sorry, I don't know what is going on. I can't. Okay, now I can see. Okay. Before I can see the.
You have to check where
I can
you
see.
are. Maybe the network there is not strong. So
No, I can. I see it now. Before I cannot be able to see it. Please
okay.
come again with the question, please.
La luce gialla lampeggiante del tipo A in figura può essere posta in punti pericolosi della strada.
Punti pericolosi. È vero.
Okay, so allora, are you sure it is vero?
Yeah, because sometimes I see this sign, they will add it to Pannelli, the perigolo, the line will be dimming. So nice.
Okay,
Well,
no problem. Okay, so the question number 1, of course, the right answer is vero. It says the flashing yellow light of the type A in the figure can be placed in a dangerous point of the road. So it is vero because the A means there are vehicles crossing, so we have to be careful at the danger of crashing with other vehicles that may be crossing the road at that time. Okay, so that's why the 1 is absolutely vero. Very good. Number 2, il semaforo in figura può avere la luce bianca verticale accesa.
vero.
Of course, it is vero. You say the traffic light in the figure may have the vertical white light on. So it is absolutely vero. Well done. Number 3. Il semaforo in figura indica lo svolgimento di una gara podistica.
È falso.
Of course, it is false. It says the traffic light in the figure indicate the progress of a foot race. That's the gara podistica. So it is false because this is just a traffic light for pedestrians. So the 3 is false. 4. Il semaforo in figura con luce gialla fissa accesa impone ai pedoni che hanno già occupato l'attraversamento pedonale di liberarlo rapidamente. Well done. It is vero. It says the traffic light in the figure with fixed yellow light on requires pedestrians who have already occupied the pedestrian crossing to vacate it quickly. So it is absolutely vero because it means the red is about to be on. So it means the red is about to be on or the green is about to be on. So that's why the 4 is vero. Number 5. Il semaforo in figura con triangolo giallo acceso preavvisa lavori in corso.
È falso.
Are you sure it is false?
Yeah.
Okay, so the number 5, of course, it is false. So well done. It said the traffic light in the picture with yellow triangle on warns us of a roadworks in progress. So the 5 is false because the yellow triangle, it just represents the yellow of the traffic light. Okay, so the 5 is false. Very good. 6. Quando il vigile si dispone di profilo con le braccia aperte come in figura, è consentito il passaggio delle correnti di traffico che scorrono parallele alle sue braccia.
Braccia. La braccia. The front red, the back red. Why the front? Okay. Parallel way, è vero.
Okay, so the 6 is vero, of course. He said the traffic officer standing in profile with his arms open in the figure. The traffic flows parallel to his arms are allowed to pass through. So it is absolutely vero because it represents green of the traffic light.
Yeah.
So the 6 is absolutely vero. 7. Le luci in figura sono integrate da un dispositivo di segnalazione acustica.
È vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says the light in the figure is also integrated with an acoustic signal device.
Which is the noise. Yeah.
Yeah, so the 7 is absolutely vero. Well done. Number 8. Il semaforo in figura indica i possibili scambi dei binari tranviari.
È falso. This is for bus.
Well done. It is false. It says the traffic light indicate the possible exchanges of tram tracks. It is false because this one is for what?
Philobus. Yeah.
Filobus.
Yeah.
Okay. And also for buses. Don't forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not for tram. So
Yeah.
that's why the 8 is false. Number 9. Il semaforo in figura consiglia la velocità da mantenere per trovare la luce verde del semaforo successivo.
Vero.
Of course, it is zero. He said the traffic light in the figure suggests the speed to maintain in order to find the green light at the next traffic light. So it is exactly vero. Absolutely vero because this traffic light is called semaforo ad onda verde.
Da verde.
Okay, so that's why the 9 is absolutely vero. Well done. Number 10. Il suono prolungato del fischietto da parte dell'agente preposto al traffico serve per consentire il passaggio di veicoli di soccorso in servizio di emergenza.
È vero.
Well done. The 10 is absolutely vero. He said the prolonged sound of the whistle by the traffic officer, is also used to allow emergency vehicles to pass through on emergency services. So it is absolutely vero because it is for vehicles like ambulance, fire service vehicle, okay, police vehicles. Yeah. So that's why the 10 is absolutely vero. Well done. Well done. 11. Gli addetti a servizi di polizia stradale vengono riconosciuti dal segnale distintivo.
Falso.
No, it's a very simple question.
No, è vero. Yeah. È vero. Yeah. I was thinking the other one, which is yeah, this one is zero. There's another one that say agent you can able to know that. Yeah, this one is zero.
Yeah, you don't have to think plenty things. Just focus on what you are saying.
Yeah, vero.
Okay, so of course the 11 is vero. It says the traffic police officer is recognized by the distinctive signal. Distinctive signal. So it is vero because it is the distintivo that proves that okay, he's a police officer. Okay.
Yeah.
So the 11 is absolutely vero.
Vero.
Very good. Number 12. Il vigile disposto con le braccia ad angolo retto come in figura consente di proseguire diritto ai veicoli che arrivano dalla sua destra.
A destra. Diritto. Destra. È vero.
Okay, so the 12, of course, you say vero?
Yeah.
The 12 is falso because it says the traffic officer, okay, positioned with his arms at right angle, allows vehicles approaching from his right.
I
to
made
proceed
mistake. A destra,
straight.
non è sinistra. Yeah,
Devi stare attento.
yeah,
Devi stare
yeah.
attento.
It's a destra because destra side is red, so we
So
cannot be
the
able to
12 is
pass.
falso because
Yeah,
when the officer, allora, let me show you where here. Allora, when the officer is positioned in this manner, let me show you. Are you all watching? Allora, when the officer is positioned in this manner, the vehicles coming from the right side, it is red for them.
yeah.
It is
Yeah,
red
yeah,
also
yeah.
for the vehicles front and back.
The
The
back.
only position that it is green is the left side. Is that clear
Yeah,
for everyone?
sinistra.
Those in the comment section, I hope it is clear. If it is clear, write yes, yes in the comment section. Okay. Okay. Let's proceed. Number 13. I don't know, they are saying the network is bad, but you also have to check where you are. Okay, everybody check. Very good, where you are. Allora, let's proceed. So the 13, it says, incontrando il semaforo in figura, è consentito il passaggio quando si accende la luce rossa, usando la massima prudenza.
È falso.
Okay, so 13 is false, of course. It says, when approaching the traffic light, it is permitted to pass when the red light is on, using the utmost caution. It is false because if the red light is on, you have to just stop. So 13 is false. Very good. 14. Il semaforo in figura impone al conducente di mantenere dal veicolo che lo precede la distanza
Falso.
indicata.
Falso.
Okay, 14 is false. Good. It says the traffic light in the figure requires the driver to maintain the indicated distance from the vehicle in front. It is false because this one is semaforo at onda verde. So it's just
Verde.
talking about speed, not distance. That's why the 14 is false. 15. Il semaforo in figura obbliga a mantenere la velocità indicata.
È falso.
Of course, falso. It says this traffic light requires us to maintain the indicated speed. It is falso because it's just a speed that if we want, we can go. It's not
Yeah.
something obligatory. So 15 is falso for that reason. 16. La luce circolare gialla lampeggiante tipo A di figura invita a procedere con particolare prudenza.
È falso.
No, 16 is vero. It says
Avvita. It wishes. Yeah.
It said the flashing yellow circle light type A invite us to proceed with particular caution. Yes, because it
Yeah,
represents
Evita. Yeah.
danger. So 16 is vero. Okay, Madam Lydia, you are doing from 17.
Okay.
La luce verde accesa del semaforo in figura permette ai pedoni l'attraversamento.
Vero.
Vero. Vero.
I said, Madam Lydia.
I said very, also said
Yeah,
very.
yeah, I heard you. I heard you. So, of course, the 17 is absolutely Vero. It says the green light of the traffic light in the figure allows pedestrians to cross. So, of course, the 17 is Vero because green means go. So, 17 is Vero. Very good. 18. Il semaforo in figura consente ai veicoli di trasporto pubblico di persone di proseguire quando in basso è accesa la barra bianca. So the number 18, what is the right?
Vero.
Are you sure?
Yes. Bara bianca.
Okay. Okay, so of course the number 18, the right answer is Vero. It says the traffic light in the figure allows public transport vehicles to proceed when the white bar at the bottom is on. So the 18 is absolutely Vero because the white one, the last one, which is the one below, it represents the green of the traffic light. So that's why 18 is simply Vero. 19. Incontrando il semaforo in figura è consentito il passaggio quando è accesa la luce gialla lampeggiante, usando però la massima prudenza, moderando la velocità.
Falso.
Okay, so 19, of course, it is absolutely false. It's absolutely Vero. It is Vero. It says, when crossing the traffic light, it is permitted to pass when the flashing yellow light is on, but use a maximum caution and moderate your speed. So it is Vero. If the yellow light is flashing on and off. So 19 is Vero. Okay,
When
madam?
it's
When it is on and off, you can cross, but you have to be careful because it means the traffic light on the right or on the left side, it's also flashing yellow light as well. Now, this traffic light, what they explain here, normally happens when it is midnight. When it is midnight in some part of the cities, the traffic light becomes yellow on and off. It means everyone can cross, but you have to pay attention if there is no other vehicle coming from the left or right side.
yes,
What
because
I'm
me, I know
saying,
when they write guasto, that means you can go when the yellow is lampejar. It's
where did you see Guasto here?
no like the question if like it was they've written guasto, I will choose Vero because of the giallo lampeggiante. But I
Okay,
thought when the yellow is on and you've not already passed the light how do you say it the light if not pass, you have to wait when the yellow light is on, and when you've already passed you can you can go ahead. I don't know whether you
yes,
understand.
that is when the light of the light yellow is on. Here he's not talking about luce gialla accesa. It says luce gialla lampeggiante. It is a different
Oh,
function.
okay. Mm, mm,
Lampeggiante. Okay.
mm.
So
Okay.
that is why the 19 is Vero.
Vero.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 20. Il semaforo di corsie reversibili in figura consente il transito nella corsia indicata dalla freccia verde.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says the reversible lane traffic light allows traffic or vehicles to pass in the lane indicated by the green arrow. So it is absolutely vero, because the arrow green, it simply means go. So 20 is, of course, vero. 21. La luce gialla lampeggiante del tipo B o C in figura è affiancata al semaforo veicolare.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says the flashing yellow light type B or C in the figure is placed next to the vehicle traffic light. It is vero. Why? Because the vehicle traffic light is the yellow. Hai capito?
Sì.
Yeah, so 21 is vero. Well done. 22. Il semaforo in figura con luce gialla lampeggiante accesa non consente il traffico dei veicoli, il transito dei veicoli.
Vero.
No, it is falso. He said the traffic light, this traffic light, with the yellow flashing light on, does not allow vehicles to pass. It is falso. We saw it right now that it allows vehicles to pass just by being careful. Luce gialla lampeggiante. You have to watch what they are saying carefully. Carefully. You may think it's the same question, but it's not the same. It's a different question. Do you understand me?
Sì.
Okay, so 22 is false.
Vero.
No, it is false. So what are you saying here?
Non consente. Ah, sì, è vero.
It
Non
is false.
consente il transito.
It's non
Ah, è
consent. It does not
falso.
allow. So it is
È
false because it
falso.
allows the transit.
È
Okay.
falso.
23. Il semaforo in figura segnala la velocità consigliata per poter usufruire dell'onda verde.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. The word usufruire, I repeat, the word usufruire means to take advantage of or to use. Okay, usufruire l'onda verde means to use the green traffic light ahead. So 23 is, of course, vero. 24. La luce gialla fissa si spegne insieme con il verde.
La luce gialla si spegne insieme con... Falso.
Of course, it is false. You see, the solid yellow light goes off together with the green. It is false because they are both on different time. So 24 is falso. 25. La luce verde accesa del semaforo in figura consente il passaggio solo dei veicoli.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. You see, the green light of this traffic light allows the passage of vehicles only. It is false because it is the traffic light of pedestrians. So 25 is absolutely false. 26. La luce gialla fissa ci obbliga ad arrestarci in ogni caso senza impegnare l'incrocio.
La luce gialla fissa si obbliga ad arrestarci in ogni caso senza impegnare l'incrocio. In ogni caso?
Yeah, it says in ogni caso.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. It says the fixed yellow light forces us to stop in any case without entering the intersection. Of course, it is false because it's not in any case, okay? So the 26 is absolutely false. 27. Gli addetti a servizi di polizia stradale vengono riconosciuti dai guantoni e dalle strisce rifrangenti.
Falso.
27 is false. So well done. It says the traffic police officer is recognized by, or they are recognized by their gloves and reflective stripes. It is false because they are recognized by the paleta rossa e bianca
Bianca.
and also by their, how do they say it? I don't tire. By their, this, how do they call it? It's not the badge, the distintivo, the loro distintivo. These two things. So 27 is false. Number 28. La luce circolare gialla lampeggiante tipo A di figura invita a moderare la velocità.
Falso.
No, it's a simple vero.
Invita.
Yeah. It says the flashy yellow circle light type A in the figure invite us to moderate.
Sì.
So it's simple. It is vero because the A itself represents danger. So in the presence of danger, what do? You reduce your speed. Yeah. So 28 is vero. We give glory to God. 29.
Amen.
Incontrando il semaforo in figura è consentito il passaggio quando, pur essendo accesa la luce rossa, non vengono veicoli dalle altre direzioni.
Falso.
Okay, so 29, of course, it is false. So it says, when crossing the traffic light in the figure, passing is permitted. When through is permitted, when even through the red light is on, there are no vehicles coming from the other direction. It is false because so far as the red light is on, you have to stop. So 29 is false. Now the last question, Madam Lydia.
Falso.
Se il vigile ha un braccio alzato come in figura, bisogna rallentare solo se nell'incrocio vi sono binari del tram.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. Well done. He said the traffic officer has, when it has one arm raised, just as it is in the figure, you should slow down only if there are tracks at the intersection. It is false because when the right hand is lifted, it represents yellow. Okay, so it means stop when it is possible, or cross immediately when you have already entered the intersection. So the 3 is false for that reason. The 30 is false for that reason. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's proceed with the next topic. So I wish we were able to do 4, but it's like we'll be doing 3 topics today. Let me see. Okay, so now we are going on the next topic, which is pannelli integrativi. Pannelli integrativi. So if Mr. Amidu is available, you can join me on the screen. So now I'm going to remove Madam Lydia, okay?
Okay.
Well done. Allora, Mr. Frederico Metu, I'm going to remove you. Well done. Okay. Very good. So now this one is pannelli integrativi. Pannelli integrativi, and this is the SCHEDA number 4. Now, let me see if there's anyone that has not joined me on the screen yet. I'm going to post the link so that you can join me on the screen for us to answer these questions. Okay, let's proceed. Question number 1. So let's start in just 20 seconds. We are starting answering these questions. Okay, so everybody just be ready. If you want to join me on the screen too, you can join me so that we can answer these questions here. Okay, just 20 seconds. Then we move forward. From the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, your name is to be honored. Okay, Mr. Deba, yeah, you can join me since nobody is joining. Mr. Deba, you can join me. Your name is to be hallowed. Okay, Madam Rebecca too is here. So, Madam Rebecca, please mute your line because of the noise. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so Madam Rebecca, you're going to start from 1 to 15, and then from 16 to 30 will be for Mr. Deba. Let's go. Question number 1. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato posto sotto il segnale parcheggio indica che si può parcheggiare nei giorni festivi, dalle ore 8 alle ore 20. So what's the answer of the... Allora, so number 1, of course, it is not vero, it is falso. It says that the additional panel, if placed under a parking sign, indicate that parking is permitted on public holidays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So, of course, it is falso because this sign represents working days. Okay, working days. So that's why the 1 is falso. Very good. Number 2. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato si trova prima di un ponte per vietare il transito alle macchine operatrici. What's the answer of the 2?
Falso, sir.
Okay, the 2 is absolutely falso. Please remember to remute your line after you have answered. Okay, so the 2, of course, the answer is falso. It says the supplementary panel is located before a bridge to prohibit the transit of construction machines or vehicles. So the 2 is absolutely falso. Very good. Number 3. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato posto sotto un segnale di pericolo indica la distanza tra il segnale ed il punto di inizio del pericolo.
Falso, sir.
Okay, number 3, the answer is not falso. Number 3, the answer is absolutely vero. It
Sir, please,
says,
can you explain this number 3 a little bit for this number 3 for me?
allora, the number 3 is vero because it says the supplementary panel placed under a danger sign indicate the distance between the sign and the starting point of the danger. So it is vero because it shows you the distance at which or remaining distance before you get to the danger itself. So the 320 meaning remaining 320 meters before the danger starts. The 3.8 kilometers, it means remaining 3.8 kilometers before the danger starts. So the 3 is zero. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Number 4. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato A indica le due direzioni consentite.
Falso.
Of course, it is falso. It says this panel A indicates two permitted directions. It is falso because the A and the B, they both indicate continuation. So that's why the 4 is falso. 5. Il segnale raffigurato indica la fine dell'area destinata al parcheggio.
Falso.
Okay, the 5, of course, it is not false, so it is vero. He said this sign indicate the end of the parking area. Yes, when the arrow goes right means the end. When the arrow goes down also means the end. So the 5 is vero, the end of the parking. Number 6. Il pannello integrativo mostrato in figura A indica i metri di strada già fatta.
Come again, sir?
Il pannello integrativo mostrato in figura A indica i metri di strada già fatta.
Falso, sir.
Okay, 6 is false. Good. It says this supplementary panel shown demonstrates indicate the meters of road already traveled. So it is false because it is the distance at which you see the danger itself. So the 6 is false. Very good. Number 7. Il segnale raffigurato indica strada sdrucciolevole per ghiaccio in caso di bassa temperatura.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says this sign indicate a slippery road due to ice in case of low temperature. So 7 is absolutely vero because the ice represents the sign blue represents ice and the one on top represents slippery. So the road becomes slippery in case of ice. So 7 is absolutely vero. 8. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica la presenza di una stazione
Falso.
meteorologica nelle vicinanze. Yeah.
Falso.
So of course it is false. He said this supplementary panel indicate the presence of weather forecast station nearby. So it is false, of course, because it simply indicates area that when it rains, the road becomes slippery. So the 8 is false. So well done. 8. Number 9. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato A indica l'unica direzione consentita.
Falso.
Of course it is false. Allora, let me show you people something. Allora, listen to me carefully. You people realize we have 25 topics. Now, there is something I know none of you have been able to pay attention enough to and to perceive. Every topic have words that you will not see them in other topics. But I know you have not seen those things. There are some topics, the words they add to them, you should know that the answer is false immediately from the onset. And there are some topics, there are some words you will never see them. Meaning that if you see words, listen carefully, this thing can help you a lot. It will help you as a matter of fact. If you see words that are used for this, for let me say, for danger, okay? And if you see words that are used for obligo, you find them in a topic of, let me say, divieto or precedenza, you should know that the answer is false. So these are little things. If you don't pay attention, you will not see them. But if you are careful, you will see all of them. a word that is not supposed to appear in, let me say, in responsabilità civile and penale is about distance. The word distance is not supposed to be there. The word obbligo is not supposed to be there. The word pericolo is not supposed to be there. For instance, I've given you already 3 words that are not supposed to be in responsabilità civile and penale. So these are little things you should consider when you are watching the teaching. But you are not watching them. You are just watching the thing. Anyway, anyhow, pay attention when you watch it. You will see all those differences and you pass the exams. Is that clear for those who are in comment section? If you hear
Yes,
me,
sir.
yes. Okay, very good. So, Madam Rebecca. So the number 9, you say the answer is?
Falso, sir.
Yes, it is false. You see, this supplementary panel shown A indicate the only permitted direction. It is false because it has nothing to do with direction. Okay, it simply means beginning and end. Okay, and this one represents end. So the 9 is false. Very good. Then, la presenza di uno dei 2 pannelli integrativi in figura indica la vicinanza di una o più curve strette.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says the presence of 1 or 2 additional panels in the figure indicate the proximity of 1 or more sharp curves. So it is vero because tornante represents what? Curve. So it is absolutely vero. 11. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato può essere posto sotto un segnale di divieto.
Falso.
Why you say falso? All these signs are added to divieto, obbligo, pericolo. So it is
Vero.
good. This supplementary panel can be placed under a prohibition sign. Yes, why not? So it is absolutely vero. Okay, very good. Well done, Madam Rebecca. Now, Mr. Deba, you are starting. We are changing the program. We are starting from 12 because we have Madam Blessing here too with us. Okay, so Mr. Deba, you are starting from 12. Okay. Okay, very good. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato posto sotto un segnale di obbligo indica la lunghezza del tratto stradale nel quale vale la prescrizione del segnale.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says this supplementary panel placed under a sign of obligation indicate the length of the road section in which the sign requires a requirement is applied. So, of course, it is absolutely vero because the 2 arrows, one on the left, one on the right, represent the longevity of the danger or the obligation. So, the 12 is absolutely vero. 13. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato va rispettato dai conducenti dei treni.
Falso.
Of course, it is falso. He says this supplementary panel shown must be respected by train drivers. It is falso because this one is binary in manovra. So it is a danger for vehicles, not trains. So 13 is falso. Very good. 14. Il pannello integrativo rappresentato in figura B indica le ore di tutti i giorni nelle quali vale il segnale.
Vero.
14, of course, it is vero. It says this supplementary panel in the figure B indicate the hour of each day in which the sign is valid. Of course, it is vero. So it means the sign is valid 24/7. Okay, and the B is valid from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. So 14 is absolutely vero. 15. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica che in caso di pioggia si può trovare del fango sulla strada.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. It says this supplementary panel shown indicate that in case of rain, there may be mud on the road. It is vero, because when it rains, there could be mud on the road. So 15 is absolutely vero. Well done, Mr. Deba. Number 16. Il pannello integrativo in figura indica la fine del segnale limite massimo di velocità.
Falso.
Well done, well done. It is false. So you say this supplemental panel in the figure indicates the end of the maximum speed limit sign. It is false because it's just a sign indicating a direction to a specific location. So 16 is false. Well done, Mr. Deba. You're doing good. 17. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato segnala un incidente stradale e che quindi occorre diminuire la velocità.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. He said this supplemental panel should indicate a road accident, that it is therefore necessary to reduce our speed. So it is vero because it is positioned at a distance, showing us or telling us there is an accident ahead of us. So 17 is absolutely vero. 18. La presenza di uno dei due pannelli integrativi in figura può indicare uno o più tornanti.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. Well done. He said, in the presence of one or two additional panels in the figure may indicate one or more curves ahead of us. That's the tornanti. So that's why the 18 is absolutely vero. Well done. 19. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica caduta di pietre sulla strada.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. So he said this panel indicates falling stones on the road. It is false because it simply indicates rain. Rain. So 19 is false. So you're doing good. You're doing good. 20. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica che il veicolo lasciato in sosta può essere portato via dal carro attrezzi.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. Well done. It says this supplementary panel shown indicate that the vehicle left parked can be taken away by the tow truck. So it is vero. That's exactly the meaning of the sign. So the 21, Mr. Deba, will be your last question. Well done. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato può essere abbinato ad un segnale di divieto.
Vero.
Of course, it is vero. I say this supplementary panel shown can be combined with a prohibition sign or signal. So it is absolutely vero. Well done. So, well done, Mr. Deba. So 21, of course, it is vero. Very good. So, Madam Blessing, you are starting from the number 22. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato in figura A indica l'altezza di un viadotto. Hello, Madam Blessing.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please read again.
You better pay attention, no?
Yes, I'm here, please.
Ok. Allora, 22. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato in figura A indica l'altezza di un viadotto.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. Well done. It says this sign in the figure A indicate the height of a viaduct. So it is falso because it is the continuation when it is added to a danger. So that's why the 22 is falso. Well done. 23. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica la presenza di officine attrezzate per il soccorso stradale.
Falso.
Well done. Of course, it is false. So it said this supplementary panel shown indicates the presence of workshop equipped for roadside assistance. It is false because it is it simply means your vehicle will be towed if you park in this area. So 23 is false. Well done. Well done. 24. Il pannello integrativo in figura, posto sotto il segnale divieto di sosta, indica che la sosta è vietata solo in alcune ore dei giorni indicati.
Non falso.
No, it is vero.
Solo divieto di... sì, vero. 21 to 4, yes.
Very good. So it is vero. It says this additional panel in the figure placed under no parking sign indicate that parking is
It's
prohibited
prohibited from this time,
only
yes, it's
during
very...
certain hours of the day.
So this hour, yes.
Yeah. So 24 is absolutely vero. Well done. 25. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica i giorni di apertura di un museo di attrezzi da lavoro.
Falso.
Of course, it is false. It says this supplementary panel shown indicate the opening hour or opening hours of a museum of work tools. It is false because it's just working days. So 25 is absolutely false. Very good. 26. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato può essere posto sotto i segnali per completarne il significato.
No, it's falso.
Why are you saying falso? Every pannello integrativo is added with another sign. So it is vero. It says
Is it, 27? We're talking about 27 now.
No. 26.
26.
Question number 26.
I thought you had 27. Sorry, it's vero.
26. Okay, so 26 is because it says this supplementary panel can be placed under a sign to complete the amendment. Yes, so 26 is vero.
It's vero.
Okay, now we are on 27.
Okay.
Il pannello integrativo in figura indica la fine di una
Falso.
prescrizione. Well done. Of course, it is false. So it says this panel indicates the end of a prescription. So it is false because it is a direction to a specific location. The 27 is absolutely false. Very good. 28. Il pannello integrativo raffigurato indica di circolare ad una velocità prudenziale per evitare incidenti.
Vero.
Okay, of course, the 28 is absolutely very well done. He said the additional panel, this additional panel indicate that you should drive at a safe speed to avoid accident with trucks that may be in front of you. Why? Because they are going very slowly. So you have to check your speed. So 28 is absolutely vero. Well done. 29. Il pannello integrativo rappresentato in figura A obbliga a proseguire diritto.
Falso.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, of course it is false. It said this additional panel in the figure A requires us to continue straight for 380 meters. It is false because it is a continuation when it is added to any other sign. So 29 is false. Well done. Number 30, it says il pannello integrativo raffigurato invita a diminuire la velocità in caso
Vero.
di pioggia. Ok, perché la strada diventa sdrucciolevole. Well done. So of course 30 is vero. Because it says this supplementary panel shown invite us to reduce our speed in case of rain because the road becomes slippery. So 30 is absolutely vero. So all of you should answer like this at your exams, so that you just pass these exams with your eyes closed.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, well done, everyone. We are going to end it here because of time. So tomorrow we are going to proceed with also 4 topics or 3, depending on the time. Okay. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Cha 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 cha.